One of the most common questions that I get asked by new startup fashion brands is, what is the biggest challenge that I'm going to face when I'm manufacturing my products? And I want to answer that for you in today's video. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Vicky, founder of the Fashion Business Coach, a platform I designed to help small and startup fashion brands to launch and scale successfully. You're watching one of my weekly videos in which we tackle one of the biggest issues that you're facing, one of the questions that you're asking me, and we're going to unpack that and see what we can do to resolve that challenge. In today's video, I want to look at the biggest manufacturing challenge you'll face as a small or startup fashion brand. So what is that challenge? It's the MOQ. If you've not come across the term MOQ before, it stands for minimum order quantity, and it's something that you're going to be facing all the time as a new and small brand. MOQ means that you have to order a certain amount of either units, if you're having a manufacturer sew your products together, there'll be a minimum order quantity for that, but also for things like fabrics and trims, buttons, labels, you name it, most things are going to have a minimum order quantity, particularly when you're working direct with a vendor rather than through a third party or buying it in a retail store, for example. And we definitely don't want to be doing that because the price is going to be more expensive if we're buying from like a brick and mortar store, or if there's some kind of third party middleman, whatever it might be, or middlewoman even. So this minimum order quantity becomes a problem because the minimums are often very, very high. As well as working with startups, as well as having my own fashion brand, I also work on the factory side, which is great to kind of see both sides of the argument when we're dealing with pricings and negotiations and things. And the factories that I work with, typically our minimum is 20,000 units, and that is per color and per style. So obviously as a small fashion brand, that is completely unworkable. Now the good news is there are smaller minimums available. You do have to do a lot of detective work though, particularly if you're looking for something very small, like 50 units is about as small as you can go, again, per color and style. 50 is hard to get though, and you are going to be paying more, so the fewer items you have, the higher the cost per item, and that cost can be quite substantial as well. So how do we overcome this issue of the minimum order quantity? What do we do if we can't meet a supplier minimum and we can't find an alternative who's going to do it for less? So the good news is that we can basically foresee this problem. So what I mean is, you as a small brand think, okay, I'm a small brand, I'm going to have to make some concessions somewhere, I'm going to have to make some compromise. And typically when we're at the design phase, or even before then in the planning stage, that's when we can actually make some decisions to actually help us with this minimum order quantity problem further down the track. So when I'm working on my own business, I also have this problem because I don't have the facility at my fashion brand to order like 1,000 units. So I'm really strategic in the way that I plan my collections. And as much as I would love to offer like 10 colors, have all these different prints and patterns and who knows what going on, I have to be restrictive. I have to rein myself in with the options. So I don't usually offer many different types of fit. I don't often have many different color options and so on, because I need to remember that I'm going to have to buy a lot to meet factory requirements, to meet supplier requirements. So I plan into the way that I design and the products I design the fact that I'm going to have this struggle later on. So if you can, I would definitely recommend not just kind of sketching a few things and then going all guns blazing trying to find a factory to make them, but actually put a bit of thought into your design process rather than just designing something that you think looks good. There's a lot more to design than just that. So this effective planning can really help with that, and there's some strategies as well that you can use to really make sure that you're not ordering like a little bit of something here and a little bit of something there, but actually consolidating what you need to buy so that you're not ordering a small amount of this and that, but just one big order of a particular fabric or color, for example. So there are options for you. So if you can't find somebody who meets the minimum, or you can't find someone whose minimum you meet, I should say, there are strategic things that you can do with your designs. What I would say in general to a startup and a small brand is that we need to compromise. You know, we can't have everything that we want at the price we want. We just don't have enough power as a small business to have everything and a good price as well. So just be prepared to make some compromise. So is that the challenge you were expecting? I'd really love to know actually if that was the challenge you anticipated me seeing, or if there's something else. Maybe there's something else that you're actually struggling with, or that you're worried about and that's stopping you from getting to the next stage with the manufacturer. If that's the case, definitely comment below and I can keep it in mind for future videos. These videos are now going to be coming out every Tuesday. This is a new series. So there's a ton of content that I need to make, so by all means ask away and we can look at that for future videos. If you're panicking at this point thinking, I didn't even know what an MOQ is and it was that important, what else am I missing? Don't worry, I've got you covered. I have a free ebook which has 100 of these must-know fashion industry terms and abbreviations and the things that people are going to say to you in the industry, and you're going to maybe look at them blank if you're brand new to the industry. So I'll link in the description below how you can grab your free copy of that ebook to just make conversations with fashion industry professionals and suppliers that whole lot easier. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.